And I'm preparing to live stream. Let's hopefully that we'll get there. Everyone else get their cameras on. Okay, that's working fine. And Lauren, stay with me at the end of the class if you don't mind. Do you have a few minutes?
Yeah, I have a few.
Oh, okay, good. So just a few that we can talk about. Okay, so as everybody's getting in all their pictures, we're getting all their cameras on. I'm already recording and I'm going to just start talking about it. Welcome. I checked earlier on your final projects and some of your groups. I did not see the final projects. And let me just tell you a couple of things. Some of you may want to modify it later on. Today, I mentioned I'm just thrilled that we're going to have an academic partnership with Wix, where they're providing us the Wix website builder and giving us permission to be getting their paid version that they're giving us complimentary as my academic partnership with them. So when you see Ellery, I asked her to step in. She will be giving us an overview of Wix. I asked her to emphasize a couple of things I'll emphasize with her when she gets on, but basically showing us what type of accounts we can get and how we can make this most efficient, and how they're using basically AI as well. So let's start about what is the presentations what I'm having next. I'm having Ellery from Wix step in. On Wednesday, attendance is required, and you may want to tell any of your folks that haven't been here, is we're having the CEO of Personal.ai come in, and he's going to give us a tutorial from scratch on how all of us can create our own personas of personal AI. And those that are interested will see, maybe especially those that are doing tutoring or want to do in a learning platform environment, may switch or add on to it, use personal AI for your projects. So let me share my screen, and somebody will tell me when Ellery comes in, but let me share my screen here and go to, we are projecting, so that's good. So if I look at our section here, let me tell you what's due. For next Monday, chapter 10, the ERP is due for both the quiz and for Wiley Plus. And for this Wednesday, we will also use this website, personal.ai. So I'd like you to go over this YouTube that talks about how to ace my exam on YouTube. So some of you can even incorporate that maybe into your projects, but I'd like everybody to look at that and try it out for this Wednesday. So Monday we'll have it. Wednesday we're going to have the guest speaker. Let me go to the assignments and quizzes and make sure those quizzes are available for you for next Monday. So that's ERP. I'm just going to make that available. Let me make sure that that is available. And then the other thing is Wiley Plus. Let me make sure that the ERP and information systems. Let me go back. Wiley Plus. The availability Let me edit it and make it available and submit. And let's make it that we have a date for it, which is next Monday. And of course, it's on the bottom there of ERP Systems, Adaptive Systems. And let's see if it comes up. Open the assignment.
Hello. How are you, Professor Roshni?
Fine, Ellery. And just let me just do a couple of housekeeping and then we'll have you come on.
Sounds good.
I'm glad that you came right on time. You know, things take longer than you expect till we get everybody online and have everybody going. So let me just do the next step here. And chapter 10. And just set it due. Just need a due date here. The due date is Monday at 5. Let's see. Perfect. Okay. So let me stop sharing for a minute. Everybody have their cameras on, and Ellery, I am just so happy that you're joining us. Huh? It's been a while, right?
I
So
think
this
a
is my-
semester, yeah.
Yeah, so this is my evening class. And I told them that we had a unique academic partnership, and they all have submitted their proposals. Some of them are looking at basically like learning platforms. They're looking at almost like call centers. Some are even going to be looking at management expenses, things like that, and reaching out. So what I'd like you to do is give them kind of an overview of where they're going to start. So maybe even they can even start for next Monday, kind of playing around, I think, with Wix in their free version. So a couple of things. Wix in their free version. Number 2, what I'd like is you to show them in the very beginning how they can get their other group members to be co-owners or be managers, right? And then also when they do, what I'm thinking is they do the free version first, get that settled, and then upgrade, and then talk about what plan they can use for their upgrades and what they can do with their upgrades that they were not able to do with their free version. And we talked about it also to see how we can use Zoom integration. And right to do it. And I like that the students just use the templates that are available. You know, a lot of them are going to be like consultants, you know, in terms of student tutors or internships or things like that. So they can be, rather than starting from scratch, use the lovely templates that you have. You already have nice professional looking templates. Let them start off with that, and they can concentrate more on the background. Another thing I'd like you to add there is sometimes I'd like my students to do like short video clips that they're going to be trying to practice. Some of them are going to be trying to practice on using like generative AI chatbots. And maybe those chatbots will be kind of like helping them along. How can they, do they need just a link, or do they upload, what can they do with how, if they want to have like short videos within their projects?
Okay, sounds great.
Okay, And we welcome you. And first of all, I wanted just to show a round of applause. Thank you so much for coming. Really, we're really pleased that you can start. And the other thing here is you'll give me these slides,
Yes, ma'am.
Ellery, so we can upload them to our in our PowerPoint section as well. Plus, this is being recorded, so they can review your materials anytime as well. So,
Yeah.
Ellery, you've been so gracious to me in the past, and I'm just so pleased to have this academic relationship with you. So let's get going.
Let's do it. Okay, so I'll have a lot of the basic steps. I'll skip those pages, but in the deck, they'll be there so that they can kind of go through it on their own. And I'll cover the majority of the areas that you wanted us to focus on. So thank you so much.
Because these students most of these students have not even used your
Perfect.
product. So
yeah, it'll help you
you
with.
suggest they just watch or they try out some of these things when they're there? What do you find is best, Ellery?
Yeah, go through the deck. The deck is going to have everything in detail, and I'll just skip into some of the portions that Professor Rushnick wants us to kind of cover for today. So thank you so much for having me. My name's Ellery Rojas. I'm the Accounts Partnerships Manager, and I'll be going over a few things just to kind of chat again on what she wanted us to cover for the session and also for your course and your requirement, right? So talking a little bit about examples. I'll talk a little bit about search engine optimization so that you can be found organically. That's part of the management side of the house, being able to show you some Wix bookings and show you how easily you can add something like a Zoom and integrate it. I'll show you how to add contributors. So I imagine you're going to be doing projects with group members, and I'll show you how you can add those group members to your Wix site and the platform, and a little bit on creating a branded app so that you can kind of see how easy that can be done when you're building a site. Wix allows you to also even create your own branded app for your future business. All right, so we'll
that's
get
a separate
started.
product. The branded app is separate from the Wix website.
Yes, and you can see how easily you can manage all of that on the back end. And so I've added several examples here that she shared with me that some students have created. This will be available to you in the deck so you can go through it. But really, I've added them in here so you can see how different the different companies are that other students have made. And at the same time, you can see
these
how
were
easily...
actual, can I interrupt you, Ellery?
Yeah.
These were actual students' projects in the past where they were doing like the physical therapist and use case, right? Some of those, okay.
Yeah, and I've included a few different templates too that you can go through, some of the things that she kind of covered of what you're kind of creating, and maybe some templates that you can use, just giving you ideas on things that you can create so that when you get your project started, you can see how there's so many different elements to it, whether it's a store front and you're just editing products, or if you're creating a consultation company and you have bookings and you have a calendar and different staff members that you're going to be having others choose, or creating events and things like that. So touching a little bit on search engine optimization before we dive into the platform itself, I want you all to have an understanding of what is SEO. Does everyone here know what that is? Yes. Dylan's like, yeah, I know. Dylan, you want to tell the class what it is?
It's kind of like making sure your website pops up when you look it up online using like keywords within your own website.
Exactly. And that's exactly what you can do on the back end. So it's not something that you have to pay for. You don't always have to pay for ads. You can build it out. I've had some students learn how to use it, and then they're like, wow, that's what I want to do as a career, just build SEO all day for companies. And you can make a lot of money doing that. But you can build it out for your whole site, for parts of your site, for your business, for projects, for your blog. Just think about anything that you end up Googling. How does it populate on the internet and how can you be found easily? These are things that are really important, especially if you're trying to have that competitive edge. You have a lot of ads that pop up. What you're creating are these organic sites that are going to be populating for your users when they find you. Okay, so some things to consider. I've added a nice little list in here of different places that you can add, different ways to backlink. But essentially, it's a great way, just like Dylan mentioned, how can I create keywords? How can I add taglines that's going to help me be found easily online organically rather than having to worry about paying for ads? Okay. So the next thing that I know your professor wanted us to mention is being able to add bookings to your site. And so I'm going to go ahead and add this live. To get to this section, I want to walk us through what does this look like for all of you when you're building a site on Wix. She mentioned many of you have not been able to play around with it yet. And so I want to make sure that you have an understanding of what it looks like. And essentially, you're going to be logging in, creating an account. You're going to be using your email. You're going to be creating a password. If you're going to be using your student email, just keep in mind, you can always update it later on. Wix is the largest website building platform. It is drag and drop feature. You can add code to it, or you don't have to know anything about coding at all. So you don't have to worry about adding code if you don't want to. But if it's something you wanted to add, you could if you wanted to. It is a product that has over 900 templates for you to choose from, and we're always building new ones. Templates that have been created and curated by our in-house developers and designers. So any kind of company or site that you're looking to create online, you're going to definitely find a template that's there for you. It's a free platform. You can make as many of these sites as you would like. And then I'll talk a little bit about what that upgrade code does that I'll be providing the professor, that she will be sharing with all of you, that allow you to have a premium account so that you can use a nice variety of business tools for your project. Okay, really important to note. Something that she wanted me to mention is that please know that on the back end, when you are adding the premium code, I do have it as part of the FAQ page in the back of this deck, that if you want to remove the premium usage, it is free for a year, and at the end of the year, it will charge your card. So make sure you remove the auto renewal, and I'll make sure to add again how to remove the auto renewal. Let me add it here at the very beginning of today's session, just in case. So let me go ahead and add this here, turning off auto renewal. Again, it's already added.
So what did you just do?
I'm just providing everyone with the link in the chat.
Oh, okay.
How
We
to
didn't see that.
remove
Okay.
the auto
So that's the
renewal.
link in the chat. Can you put it maybe also with,
It's
you
in the
have
deck.
that also with,
It's in the deck in the
it
FAQ.
is in the deck too? Okay.
Yeah, it's in the
Perfect.
deck. It's in the FAQ so that you can see how easily you can remove it. Okay.
Okay, perfect.
Very important for all of you to learn how to remove it. Okay, so aside from that, you have this freemium model usage, and you can search up any kind of template or business that you're looking to do. So you'll notice that Wix, once you create an account, it'll ask you these questions, and you can easily say, I think you mentioned something like, what was it? Was it a call center?
Well, you
business?
could do maybe do like mental health. A lot of students are going to be doing, for instance, helping other students in using mental health and possibly using it with AI, generative AI.
Yeah, great. So let's just say you added a topic here of the kind of business you're looking to create or site. And you'll notice that Wix auto populates in here. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of skip through some of these questions.
Yeah.
It'll ask you, what's the name of your page? What kind of features are you looking to add? You can kind of, I'll go ahead and unmark this, but you can add these. Again, it's just trying to get closer to that template that you're looking
So
to
you
create.
suggest that they go through and answer all those questions?
Yeah, they can if they have everything ready to go. I'm just skipping it just to get us straight into the templates page. And then most importantly, I want to know to have you all start with a customized design template that's already made. It's going to make your life easier, especially when you're starting out. You do have the option to have Wix build one for you, but it's going to ask you a series of questions and it's going to be harder to edit. So for beginning purposes and for this class, I recommend that you begin with a template. Okay, and from here, it'll take you straight into the templates page. You have categories, which makes it even easier for you to choose something that matches your business that you're making, that site that you're making. Plenty in here for you to choose from. Again, if you don't find something in here, then you can easily just search it here on the top right-hand corner. Now, not only do you get to have a nice variety of pages, but you can also preview them before you choose it. So for example, if I wanted to pick this personal blog option here, I can go through every single section of this template and imagine it's something that you want to use. So you're just checking through it, you're looking at everything and seeing if you like the way that it's laid out. You're looking at the way that the items are listed here for your menu, and just kind of picture this being something that you use, okay, for your page. But you can try out every single button and feature in here, okay? You have your contacts page, your home page, and you can even view what it looks like on a mobile device. You can click here on your icon and be able to go through every section and see what that's going to look like on the mobile view, okay? So very easy way for you to kind of get a good understanding of, hey, is this something that I like? I like the way that it's laid out. I like the features. I think I'm going to be using this one for my class project. Now, if you were doing something like, let's go in here, you mentioned health and wellness. So let's go into wellness. Maybe I'm going to have a massage therapist. Maybe I want it to be a dietitian. And I want to view the way that this is laid out. Again, these categories are created and curated based on the need. So think about what all those features are that you're needing for your business. You'll notice this has a call to action here to book a session already since it's a dietitian site. You'll be able to add a little bit of an about me or a story of your organization, your company, and even be able to see what are those kinds of bookings that are created. We're going to add bookings, and I'm going to show you how easily you can do that to your sites. Okay. Any questions so far? Feel free to type in the chat the kind of business that you're making. We can even go ahead and do a nice sample live. Okay, so again, you can view all the different menu items, see if this is something that you like for building your business site, and be able to kind of imagine, hey, this is something that I like. I can easily start making this edit for my project. All right, great. So now that we saw a few examples, let's go ahead and start building something here. So I think you said mental health. I don't see any samples in the chat for what your projects are. So we'll go here under psychologist, psychotherapist, and we'll start editing this particular template. And what Wix does is that it starts building out all those features that are part of this template that was created. And it's going to allow you to open up a canvas so that you can get started on editing it. You can edit the images, the different elements, whether it's a text, whether it's a call to action button or the background. You'll be able to make all those changes based on your company that you're creating. Any questions that anyone might have?
So Ellery, they're going to be working in a group. And one of the things that I want is that they have a page showing their team. Like who is the CEO, who is the marketing, the chief marketing person, as well, and then have their actual pictures plus a description of themselves of what is their not only
Role.
background, but what is their role in this company.
Perfect. Now, I know we've talked about AI. It's a craze that, I mean, it blew up in the summer.
Right.
But we've always had AI within our Wix platform. We've just also added it to the front. So whenever you're building out a template, you'll notice that you'll get a question like this and say, hey, do you want to start putting in some of your information? And then Wix can start generating some of that for you, and about me, and then plugging it in for you. And you can fill it out and it'll do it. I'm not going to
Great.
show this right now.
Yeah.
I'm going to go into the basics because I want you to start building
Yeah.
that page. So I'm going to go into these 4 buttons here. We're going to go through add elements, add section, pages, and your site design. And also, I think I'll be showing you add apps and a little bit of my business. So something that she mentioned was, hey, what can I do on my site? I have these different things that I have to do, but how do I make those adjustments? You can either click on the quick view button that gives you this bird's eye view to make those edits to the different sections of the body or the header. So if I wanted to change this background, I can do it, or this image. If I want to start naming this differently, maybe, let's see, the group is called, well, we have a new company that's out now. Better Health is a really well-known company. And maybe here on my blurb, I wanted to say psychotherapy services. So just like that, you can see how easily you can start making edits and changes and making it unique to your page. Again, you can do it for your header, you can do it for your body, the different sections, or you can double click on your canvas and say, you know, I want to make the changes to the individual elements. And so you can click on this text or this font or this paragraph or this call to action button. And you'll
So right
always...
there, let me interrupt you. Right there, when you click on a paragraph, go back up to that a paragraph, automatically then you can create a AI text with it right there.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, so you'll notice a little button that has these stars, and it's gonna give you the opportunity to say, hey, I need help describing my about me or my company profile. Let's go ahead and use this AI to automate it, and it'll give you a nice variety of options to choose from. And then you can edit it. You can say you like it or you don't, but at least the option is there.
You get something in the beginning, at least. You get something up there.
Yeah, and
then you can add it, and then you can refine it.
It helps students to just jumpstart. And then from there, you can, just like she mentioned, you can refine it and make it better for you. So this is a nice about me section about your business, and you can have it help you if it's something that you haven't come up with already. But what you'll notice is in this floating menu, besides that, is you can start making edits. So these different buttons allow you to edit that element. So if I wanted to start adding text, I can edit the text. Hopefully you've done all this work ahead of time, so you just copy and paste it. If you wanted to add movement, you can animate it by clicking on the icon that's diamond shaped. If you wanted this to attach to something, I'll show you how to do that. You can click on the chain link. So very easily you can start making those changes. Maybe here I want this to say types of therapy provided. Okay, and you can list it out. Maybe you want to add this, maybe add a little bit of movement here. Maybe you want this to fly in. Maybe for my text, maybe I want to change the color because it's so light. Maybe I want to darken that. Maybe I want to have this bold since it's so light. You can just adjust it. You'll notice very similar software like Word that you can make those adjustments to your text. Now, if you wanted to change an image, you can easily click on, for example, this is split into a strip background and columns. And so if I wanted to change this, I can easily do that by saying, hey, do I want to keep this split into two? Do I want to split it into one? Maybe I want to make even more. You can delete it. It's totally up to you. You can manage what that's going to look like for you. Okay, so I'm going to change this background here. And you'll notice that you can change it. Maybe you want it to be a color. Maybe you want it to be an image that you choose here. Maybe it's an image that you can come up with that you can upload. You can easily upload it. Or maybe you want to use media from Wix. It's freely curated, different thousands of images. Let me see here. I'm going to put psychology. Or I should put therapy. I like this one. So maybe I want to showcase this and add this on my forefront. Maybe I want to change it, right? You can make those changes if you wanted to. Maybe you wanted to add a video. You can easily add a video. A little bit of movement here. And so I can easily add something here. And so, for example, if you wanted to see that movement, you can always click preview here in the top right-hand corner. And now I have a site with all the changes that I've made. You can test everything out and view it and see if that's what if you like it, if that's what you want to do, and be able to set this so that it moves automatically if you wanted to. But just like that, you can see how easy you can start making it unique and making it your own. And if you wanted to add additional features, you can add here to your Add Elements button. I hope all of you play with each section because this is where you're able to add text, you can add images, you can create different call to action buttons for your site that you're creating. You can add a whole section or a strip of a feature. Maybe you didn't like the way that this greeting is. Maybe you wanted to have something like this instead. You have plenty of vector art. I know a lot of students like to make logos with some of this vector art. So feel free to explore a lot of the different features that you can use in here. If you wanted to create a gallery of the features or the work or whatever the topic is, you'll be able to use that and use sliders as well. I know that your professor mentioned, I want to have them add a video and I want to be able to have them embed it. You can easily do that as well. You can create a video. You can add it. You can add it as a slider. You can add it as a nice little gallery of videos.
So if they have a YouTube channel, you could just use YouTube as well and just put the URL or.
Yep. That's all you would need to do. So let's just say I wanted to add a little video here. Let's see which one. I like this one here. I can maybe add this here. I'll go ahead and expand this here. Make this a little bit bigger to fit my video.
Okay.
And so just like that, I've added a video here. And I can go to settings. I can change the way that it's laid out, the view. I can have it auto loop. And in here under manage videos, you can add them in here. And I apologize, my computer's slow. I have a lot of tabs open. Okay, let me close some tabs here. Okay. So you'll be able to see how you can manage your videos, how you can upload them. You can.
And what is this? What is this live stream, Ellery?
There's
Where
an
on the
option
left-hand
there.
side you have videos and then you have live stream.
Yeah, there's an option to live stream too. So if you were having like an event, it's very popular right now, whether it's on Instagram or TikTok or on LinkedIn, you can even live stream from your site. So
with our version,
add.
we can live stream.
Yeah, you can add it in there. Remember, there is you have about 500 gigabytes of memory, so just kind of keep that in mind for your free site, and then it'll add a little bit more memory depending on what you choose, which I think everyone's going to be using the business one. But yeah, you can add a URL or you can upload a video. Okay. All right, great. So now that you know how to do a few of those things. Something else I wanted to show you, because your professor was mentioning, I want them to show that this is a group. And you can easily do that by adding a section. But before we do that, let's go through this template. You can navigate the different pages by using this third button. So this template provides a services section, different areas of expertise that they were kind of describing. Okay, you can update this, you can edit this. And then it says, well, hey, here's a description of what our approach is. Okay, this is really more of an about me section. This particular template has a podcast attached to it, so you can even include episodes and have that as a part of your site. If it's something that you don't need, remember you can always add or remove that app or that feature. So because this is showing it, you can go here under your settings and you can easily delete this page here. And you can also go here to my business and you can delete the different features that are a part of this particular template. You can also add different features in here if you wanted to, depending on what it is that you're choosing. But just know that you have the ability to add and remove these different features if you wanted to. And if you wanted to take a look at the contact page, you'll be able to see that here, that it's anchored here in the front fold. Okay, so if you wanted to make different categories, right? So for example, here it says areas of expertise. Maybe you wanted to add a page and you wanted to talk about those categories. You can easily do that by duplicating this page if you wanted to, or you can add a whole page and choose a different section of what that page looks like.
So if they wanted to add, for instance, our team, about us, or our team.
Well, I'll show that in the this add section portion.
Okay.
You could do that through here. You'll notice that Wix has a nice variety of options for you to choose from. You can choose one of these and this can be your ad team, right? Or you can start on a blank page. We have different contact pages, different pages for your store, or different pages for your bookings. But what I want to show you that she was mentioning, if you wanted to add pages, at least now you know how easily you can duplicate a page and then edit it. And you can add a page button here. What she's talking about is, I want to add a section here that talks about my group. So I'll go here to contact. And I'm going to add this nice little quick section. This is an update. I don't know if you got to see this, Professor. It came out earlier in the year. And so if you wanted to add your team,
yes,
you can easily do that right
so
here.
How did you get there? You just went over there to
add section. Yeah. So what Wix did is that it added a bunch of shortcuts in this add section to make it easier to get
I
here.
haven't seen that. And team. That's perfect because everybody needs to add a team, right?
Yep.
And then they can do the different formats that they want already.
Exactly.
I want it across. I want it.
I'm going to add it here to this section that's anchored here for contact. And so you can choose what that layout can look like, and you just drag and drop it. Okay, you can move it around. You have these arrows here that'll help you kind of move that if you don't want it. I put it right at the front in the first fold. So it's like my business, Better Health Psychotherapy Services, and then I put my team, and then you just edit. You're going to notice again your floating menus to edit, and then in here under your repeater, you can manage each item. Okay, and you can change the images by clicking on your image, and then edit the names and what the role is. Great, perfect. So you can always move this up or down if you wanted to, and you can edit as again, bird's eye view or individually, like I showed you. Okay, great. So something else that you can do on your site. We're going to go, now that we know how to navigate the pages, we can also change the site design. So I talked about how you can choose a template and be happy with its color theme and the way that it's laid out. If you wanted to change anything, you can do that here under your site design. So you can change the individual colors. You could change the background if you wanted to on all of it. But you can also take a look at the different themes that Wix has created and pre-made if you wanted to, and kind of try that out and see if that's something that you liked. So usually what I pick is this nice little peach color here. So now all of my site is completely changed and it's updated with this new color scheme. So if I go through my different sections, you'll see a lot of blues and peaches because that's the color scheme that I picked, that I just changed now compared to how it was before. All right, so that's how you can start making it unique and branding it a little bit more by using your site design. Plenty of other options that you can choose in here. All right, so for our business, we picked a section or a business that offers services. So let's go here to our services page. And what this does is that it allows us to view a nice variety of things. Okay, so let's go ahead and click on this here. Notice here that it gives you a nice description and then it has a call to action button to read more. So let's go ahead and preview this. I don't see any questions in the chat, but feel free to ask away, especially since you're going to be making these sites. Okay, notice that it's listing out the different services. Okay, again, it goes back to the approach. And so what I want to do is I want to create a booking schedule. So I'm going to add that here under my add elements. And I want to create a calendar.
So Ellery, if they had like a Zoom seminar they wanted to give, and
Yes.
let's say they wanted to invite professionals there, they wanted to find experts and also students to come to a session, they would be able to do that. Is that on online bookings? Is that what that would be?
Yes. All right, so let's go ahead and add this here. All the elements to bookings, the calendar, everything will be able to be put up in here.
And you found that where? That adding?
This is under elements.
Under
elements, you'll be able to add these different types of tools to your site. So it's just adding all of this in here. Now this is going to be the bookings section. Again, it adds a calendar for you. If you had like 3 different, this is an example of a therapist. If you had 3 different therapists, you can add their schedule, their time blocks, and your visitor will be able to choose that person. You can set all of that up. So I'm just having this load. Sorry, my computer's been slow today.
So they're adding this booking, and is this where they would then add their Zoom link?
Yep, you can create an online service via Zoom.
So they would have to then, in using their Zoom link, they would have to use their own personal free Zoom, not the university Zoom. Is that correct?
Yes, so if you have a Zoom, you're going to want to use your personal one, your own account, because you'll be adding it here for practice.
So you will be the administrator. So does everybody understand that? So when you're going to be doing the Zoom, you'll be using the free version of Zoom rather than the university Zoom, because then you have control as being the administrator. Is that a true statement, Ellery?
Yep. I'm adding the link here in the chat, just so if anyone wants to kind of go through
put
the
that up
steps
so when
with
people
me.
are looking at the recordings too, that they can see it, you know?
Yes, you'll have that there in the chat for you, and you can go through it. And I'm just waiting for my site to load.
So that will get to the Wix bookings.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm gonna keep closing windows here. I have a lot of tabs open. I apologize. Let me go ahead and refresh this. close this. Let me refresh this as I close more pages.
Yeah, it looks like it's stuck or something, no? Or it just,
Yeah, I have a lot of tabs. I've been making a lot of presentations today.
oh, okay. It looks like
Okay.
something's happening.
There we go.
Okay.
Yeah, I refreshed the page, so
Okay, yeah,
I'll add it
sometimes that'll
again.
work.
Let's see here.
So only one person at a time? Is this still that only one person at a time can edit?
Yes, so what she's talking about is groups. When you have your groups, you're gonna probably each assign each other different things that you'll be editing at the same
Right.
time. And so as you're editing your pages, it's not like a Google Doc where you can simultaneously make edits and see those changes. You'll have to take turns in creating the actual edits. And then, for example, if someone works on it on Monday or in the afternoon on Monday, and then someone else works on it on Tuesday or on a later time of the day, just
Mhm.
assign yourselves that time because you won't be able to publish it
Mhm.
at the same time like you would a Google Doc.
Uh-huh.
Those edits and those changes will be
Or I guess
different.
what they could do is they could just even do a Zoom with two people and they could work together on it where one person was having the logging in. Is that how they could use it?
Oh yeah, they could do that too. Let me just go ahead and add this bookings back now that I refreshed my page. Sorry about that.
Okay.
It usually does it very quickly.
Yeah, got stuck on 4. Yeah.
There we go. So what it's doing is just building out all the different features. So you're going to be noticing that you get like a book online button. It's adding the calendar. You have a nice little search here, and it's just building out those pages so that you can create these bookings.
Mhm. And how many can they add of those? Is that a certain limit or?
No, there's no limit.
Uh-huh.
Waiting for this to
Okay,
integrate already.
and what else did you want us to show us besides the bookings?
Let me see.
Okay.
So I'll just show you here some of my slides. You'll be adding the bookings feature. And then with that, you'll be able to go in here and create those services.
Mhm.
You can label them, you can give it prices. Just
And you
depends
could
on
make
what you
it
want to
free
do.
as well,
Yeah, you can make it free. You can do a nice consultation
right?
appointment for
Like free
free.
consultations or
Absolutely. You
free
can
meetings.
manage all of that here under the bookings manager, and you'll be able to create all of those details. And then from there, you can even edit the way that it's laid out or the way that it's displayed. You can change the images. You can set it so that it's either one-on-one or multiple.
So if they were
Okay.
going to do the Zoom, it would be like multiple. They'd have a number of people coming in.
Well,
And
that's what you would choose under the individual actual service.
yeah,
So you'd be choosing, hey, is this going to be something that is on a Zoom? And then you'd be able to add it.
right.
Okay. You can create the type of service that it is. And you'll be able to, again, add the different kind of staff. Notice that you're going to see
And
a little
what is
button
the
that says
and then there's
video
tutoring as
conferencing.
well.
Yeah, this is just the kind of
Right.
service that was chosen.
So,
And then so here you can go to video conferencing and then add your Zoom login information, and then you can integrate it.
right.
So that's how easily you can do that. And you connect your Zoom. And it's going to
And then
ask
you
you for
could
your
connect your
login.
Zoom like the API, like we do with Blackboard and Zoom. You're doing it with
Mhm.
Wix and Zoom.
Exactly. So it's going to integrate and then it'll auto-populate in there.
Okay.
Let me see if this, sorry, my system is
Yeah,
just
well, we can go
not
on
doing
to the
it. Yeah.
slides, I guess.
Yeah, so then here, adding the contributors, right? So you learned a little bit about how easily you can choose a template, how you can edit it, all the different features. Well, you can also go on ahead and start adding your group members. The only thing is that there's a caveat. It's one person at a time is going to have access to the account. So if you have assigned someone that's going to be the group lead, so if it's going to be Coral or it's going to be Ella or Maddox,
Yeah.
That one person is going to need to create the account. And then on the back end, let me show you what this looks like. You
So
can,
in our group, we have to assign for the group project, one person is going to have to put in their information as they are owner. So
yeah,
in that
they're
case,
going to
we
be
have to put in a
creating the
credit card.
account. No, that's at the end. That's only when you're adding a coupon code and you're
Oh,
upgrading.
okay.
We're not there yet.
So,
So-
okay, so even in the beginning, they don't even need a credit card.
No.
Perfect.
So here, I'm just going to the dashboard, which is our view that we have here. I want to be able to show you how we got to this dashboard. What we saw before was the editor, where it allows you to kind of make all those different edits and add different elements. Now on the back end, it's going to allow you the opportunity to manage your website. So whether that's managing your apps that you've included, managing your features, whether it's products. In this case, we were trying to add our services. But most importantly, you can add your contributors. So who else is going to be able to work on this website? And you're going to be able to do that here under your settings.
Under settings, okay.
And
So
you're
the
going to
back
click
end of
on,
settings.
yes, you're going to click on roles and permissions.
Okay, we've always talked about roles and permissions in this class. It's like our regular section and the audit area. Here you're going to be you have the owner, the first person that started it, like you're the owner, and then you can add.
Yes.
You
and then
are,
here,
Ellery,
you're
you
gonna,
are the owner, and then.
yep. And then I
Yep.
add my contributors. So I start adding and putting in the email to all my members that are in my group.
Okay.
And you want to make sure you give them admin because that gives them access to everything on the site.
So everybody's a co-owner. I can give more than one. All my group members should be co-owners.
Yep.
Good.
And so from there, they'll receive an email. Okay. And in that email, it'll say, yes, I want to be accepted. You can go, depending on your view, I have a different view, but you'll have access to this button that says site actions, and you can invite people. Again, this is the email that you enter. You give them admin. They're going to receive this email. This is what it looks like. You're invited to
Okay.
be a website contributor. And then from there, you'll have access to
Okay,
that
so
site.
this is basically, this is going to be the beginning when they start their projects on the website. This is the first, one of the first things they should do, right? Is
Mhm.
make everyone a co-owner.
Yeah,
so
once you
everybody
have
can
your groups
use-
assigned, you can
Right.
add your members.
Yeah,
And then you
and
can all
everybody knows their
decide.
groups now. Yeah.
You can decide on, who chooses the template, and
Mhm.
that person who's the main owner will be able to create it and add it. And everyone can then start contributing to it. And then another feature that you can use is being able to create a branded app if you wanted to for your business. Especially this example that we did today, having a therapist site. If you have your own app as a therapist, your clients will be able to log in there and set up those appointments for the individual therapist that you're creating. And so everything that you did in the editor, all that branding that you did, all of the different features, you'll be able to showcase it and be able to see how easily you can add it here. So I've added a few slides just talking about what your actual branded app is going to look like. And you can even view it and preview it ahead of time before doing anything to it. So you can build it just like you built the site. You can build it and view it. It just won't be on Android or iOS because you have to pay
Yeah,
for
so
that.
it's a preview, so no one has to pay in the beginning. No one, since this is a project, they can build an app, but they with no coding, but they don't need to register it with Apple or with Android,
Exactly.
with iOS.
So you can even get a QR code and you'll be able to see how you can do that.
Okay. And are there tutorials on that?
Yep, I added it all here in your deck, so you can go through it. There's videos, and you'll be able to kind of view that. Okay, great. So I think we covered each section. So sorry that my system is not working.
Yeah, that's all right.
But you have plenty of different tools in here again that you can go through. I've added it all in the deck to help all of you to just build your site. I know we talked about managing your site.
Mhm.
Having this dashboard view allows you to do just that, being able to manage every single section and creating different features to your
Okay.
site. You'll be able to see the different premium plans. You're going to have
Okay,
access
so
to,
which one can we choose then?
you have access to core, light, and business, but I think for you, I asterisked it. You're going to want the business features. That's going to
Yeah.
give you the opportunity to have
So can you
additional
show us that
upgrades.
slide again on business that we can look at?
Yeah, let me go in here. So anytime that you want to upgrade, you can click on any of these purple call to action buttons. And it's going to take you straight into the page for all the different kinds of plans.
Okay, so,
Yeah.
so we get business, core, and light. So what we're gonna do, everybody pay attention. So let's get the business one, since
Mhm.
if we looked at the business one,
You can see
Right.
all the different
so
things that you
what I
receive
like
in
about it, if you
memory.
can leave it for a second, what does collaborators mean? Was that, did I see that?
Yeah, that's a backend tool. I mean, you have your collaborators that you're using, your group members.
Yeah,
And it gives you up to 10. So depending on your group size, you'll see the
oh,
limit within the others.
so does that mean those ones where I give the roles? Is that what collaborators
Yeah.
mean?
Exactly.
That's the roles, but I
Yeah.
also get a free domain name for a year.
Mhm.
And then it removes the Wix branding, and then custom roles, which we were talking about. But when they say new, didn't we used to have that anyways? Why does it say new?
It's a new category now.
Oh, they just broke it down as a category,
Yeah,
even though we could
you'll
do it.
notice that before I believe it was 5. So now when you
Okay,
have a
okay,
business,
so
it has
now
10.
so we have 10, but we don't have so you could definitely, in site analytics we have, and then we have storage space of 100 gigabytes, right?
Mhm.
That's great, where before you wouldn't, and videos of 10 hours, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
And then what is the social media logo files? What is that? Oh, events calendar app, so the students could do a calendar app. And what's the social media logo files? What does that mean?
This is the different kinds of files that you can use.
Okay, of your logo ready to use, okay. Customer care, okay, lead capture forms, fields perform, automated marketing tools, what is that?
I don't know if you remember, Wix used to have a business upgrade that was automations. They removed the branding for that and they've added it under automated marketing
So what does that
tools.
do?
It allows you to create triggers. So for example, you know how you go on Amazon or any store online and you have a shopping cart full of items, but you didn't buy it. And then all of a
Okay.
sudden you get an email saying,
Oh,
hey.
you're getting email that you didn't finish your cart.
So
Yeah,
you
didn't
can
pay for it.
you can create triggers on a
And
variety
where
of
can they
things.
read? I guess there you can read about the automated marketing tools that they can use.
Yeah, you'll see it on the back end under automations.
Oh, okay, automation's there,
And
okay.
you can add triggers to a variety of things.
Uh-huh. That's great. So wonderful. So you're allowing us to do the business. So once
you have these 3, but I think this is for your class.
we
This
want
is
to
the
do
best
the
one.
business. I appreciate it, but for us, it really works out for the business. So
Yeah,
everybody will do the
perfect.
recommended is the business. Wonderful.
Now, something that your professor wanted us to mention, again, for the class, it's free for a year. It's going to ask you for the yearly rate, and it
Folks, this
asks
is
for a
important to pay
card.
attention to. So when we upgrade, it'll say a yearly rate.
Yeah, it'll ask for a payment method, but you want to add your code so that then this becomes 0. You don't want to be
Okay.
charged.
Everybody understand that? Lauren, did you hear that? That basically on that promo code, I'll give everybody a promo code when we're ready to upgrade. So I don't want anybody to pay for it. We'll have 0. rather
Yes.
than the $384.
Yeah,
Perfect.
and I recommend for that person who's the lead
Yes,
to, you know, if the class ends, I have students that ask me, when should I take off the auto renewal? Just do it in the beginning so you don't have to get charged.
and where was that auto renewal? That was somewhere back there?
Yeah, it's in the settings, but I added the link here in the chat so that everyone has it, and it's also in the FAQ page.
Okay, and so you'll
Under
show us the
additional
FAQ
resources.
page, okay.
Yeah, so here, what I've added in for you, you don't have to ask your professor for a lot of questions. How to do technical things. We have the Wix Help Center with thousands of articles. So I've added it here under your resources so that you can go through it. If you want to learn how to use a feature, we have Wix Learn. That's a nice video library of information. And then, of course, if you want to learn more about SEO, different tips and things, if you want to learn how to build a better e-commerce store, any of those features, we have a nice little actual school that you can go through. It's free. And then I'll add in here the FAQ page for you to go through.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
you don't have it yet, you're gonna add it now?
Yes, I'm gonna add it
Yeah,
for you.
add the FAQ, especially for,
It's
you
gonna
know,
be right
renewals.
after
Right after,
creating
right,
a logo.
right.
Yeah.
And what does that create logo? Do we get that too?
Yeah, you can go it in the background and it'll let you do it for the business premium. Now, really important though,
Yeah,
notice I have a lot of these decks, slides in the deck that are skipped. This is for anyone that she mentioned that really is not familiar with Wix.
right.
It gives
Which
you
most
deep,
people are not in the class, yeah.
yeah, it'll give you deep in-step one-by-one instruction of
Perfect.
how to get started on that
Oh,
process.
perfect. That's what
that-
we want. And I want them to do the templates rather than make that with the templates, and then they could even use, if they want to, they can use the create AI,
Mhm.
you know, let them
You
see
can play
how
around with
that's
that button.
working.
Yeah. And remember, you can make as many of these as you want. So you
Yeah,
can
I
play
think that's
around
a
with
good
one.
idea, that people start in the beginning, play around with it, and once we're satisfied, once I sign off, then we can then upgrade. Once we get the status of it, they can still do the team page and so forth. What they cannot do if they don't upgrade is what, like with the bookings, is that it? So what things can they not do? What do
No,
they have?
you have
What-
bookings.
They can do bookings even without the upgrade.
You have the upgrade. You can create the bookings without the upgrade. You just can't collect payment.
Okay, so they could basically do everything and then upgrade.
Yep.
They could do everything and then they could upgrade, and then at that time an upgrade, they find a good domain name, right?
Yeah, you can choose your domain. The only thing that I would say is, leave that to the very end.
Yes.
Once you decided on a name, and then if anyone asks, well, what happens to my site once I remove the free, the free page, the free upgrade at the end of the year, just remember that you'll always have the website. It's just going to be under a free URL.
Yes, so basically it'll be just downgraded. You won't lose your materials.
Yeah.
After a year, you still can go back to it, but it just won't be that free domain name. It'll have Wix in the URL.
Yes.
Is that a true statement?
Yep.
Right.
Thank you so much.
It's a lot, but I think one is what they need to know is they basically need the business plan. That's the key. When they upgrade, they need the business plan, and they can start even now playing around and having their, what is your purpose? What is your business? What is your purpose? Who is my team? And then later on, we'll set up a rubrics where they know they'll work with the SEO. They can get their SEO tag, and it's basically just a wizard that they can just go through all the points.
Exactly. Gives you like 3 main questions.
Well, wow. Thank you for allowing us, for sharing with us, first of all, your knowledge, and second of all, thank Wix for upgrading us to our partnership. It's interesting, Ellery, we're having on Wednesday, you may even want to look at them. There's a company called personal.ai, which you
Mhm.
create your own persona. And the CEO is coming to our class on Wednesday. And I was trying to tell them in the very beginning, even the development officer, you know, we have an academic partnership with Wix, you should do the same thing. And once they heard Wix, I said, okay, we'll do it with you too, you know. So
That's
it
awesome.
makes so much sense that our students are really appreciative.
Yeah,
that they
having
can
industry
basically go
partners
to
are a
businesses
plus.
to have the skills.
Absolutely. Thank
Okay,
you all
so
so much.
thank you so much. We appreciate it. Thank you very much. And we'll see you next time. And then
Yeah.
I guess you'll be coming to my first class next Monday, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we'll
I'll be
see you
there.
again. And thank you very much, Ellery. And take
You're
care.
welcome.
Thanks so
Bye-bye.
much. We appreciate it.
Bye.
Okay. So, did you get it, Dylan? We got the business.
Yep,
So,
got it.
and we got the business where we get to be able to use a lot of the video hours. We're able then to I like the idea of the domain name. So you get the domain names and you can see that it's connection. Then you already have a lot of the templates where you can then go on to social media. You can do your Instagram and Twitter, even Facebook, others that you can have, and you can create it. So let's do a lot of things. We're coming to the end. So Wednesday, what's happening? Michaela, you remember what's happening on Wednesday?
No, what's happening Wednesday?
This Wednesday, we're going to have personal AI. Let me share my screen. Did I save this? Hopefully, right? That Monday, you have the ERP, and on Wednesday, we're going to have, let me just change this to, we're going to have a guest speaker. And he's with this company. Michaela. He's with this company that he's developed personal AI that you can have your own AI with your own information. Michaela. So it's good to look at. And then I also gave you, there's a link where he has a YouTube where he then basically can create your own AI. So on Wednesday, Michaela, I want everybody to come to class, and he's going to go through a tutorial where everyone at the end of the class will have their own personal AI. And you can think, Michaela, one is that you'll have that'll be for an assignment that everyone will have it, and you can improve on your own persona. And two, some of you that may want to do it can take that product and incorporate it also in your project. So that's what we're going to do. But everybody will have an assignment to produce a personal AI, and he will give us an academic partnership as well that will upgrade us to their premium version. So we won't need to pay for that as well. So that's on Wednesday. Okay, Michaela? Any questions? So let's do attendance. Start checking and then stay with me if you have additional questions. So it's 8919. Okay. So Dylan, I just wanted you to see that so you can get a heads up on it.
Yeah, it seems pretty seamless.
Yeah, it is.
A lot of
and
it's
it's, you
done
know,
for
it's
you.
and what I like it has incorporated like AI that you can just basically answer all your questions.
Right.
It gives you question, it prompts you each time, and you've already gotten a website.
Mm-hmm.
And then what I like about it is also they have really nice templates that you don't have to be worrying about having it look professional.
Right. That's what I was noticing.
That's what I like. And
We've done a lot
they're
of it.
professionally done. You're already done. So when you give your domain name, your URL, they say, oh, wow, they're just even impressed what you have. Hey, it looks professional. And then you focus. For instance, you're doing the Excel,
Mhm.
Dylan, you can even have little videos,
Right,
showing
yeah.
it, or little links there where you can even show samples of where you're going in terms of being an advisor to Excel,
Mhm.
AI types of products or something like that.
Yeah.
Scenarios. Okay. Questions, folks? Okay, so did everybody check in? Okay, so stay with me if you have additional questions. Otherwise, I'm going to stop recording. Let me stop my Zoom.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So under the what's due, you're just talking about what was due for Wednesday. The next thing that I see what's due for is for Monday, November 6th.
Yeah, but within that, do you see that where Wednesday is? Go over that. Let me just break that down. Let me just break this down. Hold on. Thank you, Michaela. Extra credit.
So isn't Wednesday the 1st?
Yeah. So I put it in here, but let me break it down to 2.
Oh, I see. Okay.
But let me do it. It'll be better. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Fill content. Let me just do one more.
Professor,
Yes.
so my group, I decided I was just gonna stick with my group,
Yeah. What happened?
and then I found out none of them gave two members of the group just switched groups without saying anything.
Okay. So did you find a group? Bottom
No,
line.
so now I just found this out now. I had already done it on my. They didn't. Whatever. They just.
Okay,
let-
but what are we gonna do now?
Can I just join a group of 4
Yeah.
already and be the fifth?
Join a group of 3.
There aren't really any groups of 3.
Hold on. Stay with me for 1 second.
I can't be. There can be no groups of 5
Let me see.
because I know someone in a group of 4 and.
Okay, that you can do. Let me just look. 1
I
second.
saw there's a few groups of 3, but I don't know who they
Okay,
are.
so let me just do this 1 second. Bear with me, okay? I just
Yeah.
want to make sure that, let me stop sharing for 1 minute and let